And this is just, I mean, I was ambassador there 8 years ago. We could never have imagined what we're now seeing on the streets of Tbilisi, which is sort of black-coated thugs and goons with water cannon, with tear gas. They're putting tear gas in with the water, so when you get jetted with the water spray, it stings your eyes. There are random gangs of black-coated thugs with no official insignia on them, grabbing people off the streets, throwing them in the back of vans and roughing them up very badly until they're unconscious, and then charging them with trumped up charges that they were resisting the police or they were guilty of hooliganism. Georgia has never seen this. And just for your listeners, I want to put this in perspective. They have rounded up almost 500 people now, over 80% of which have serious physical injuries because they're being beaten up in a very deliberate way. That is the equivalent of over 45,000 Americans being detained.
Wow.
If you compare the population size. So this is massive. And it's not just about the heart and soul of Georgia. This is a country, if Georgia slips back into Russia's orbit, Armenia will slip back into Russia's orbit. It's disheartening for Ukraine. This is Western credibility at stake. This is a country that sent troops to fight alongside American troops in Iraq and Afghanistan. And whether or not you believe that those conflicts, well, they didn't turn out well, but this is a country that was really committed to partnership with the West. And they now have a kleptocratic regime that wants to drag them back. This is on the cusp of becoming Belarus. And it is chilling to the bone. And I'm so grateful you have me on the show to talk about this, because tomorrow is going to be a pivotal moment, because the last remaining independent institution in this country is the president, a woman called Salome Zurabishvili, who used to belong to the government and has now announced she has broken away from the government. The elections were not legitimate, that the repression on the streets is illegitimate. And they are planning to replace her tomorrow with a former footballer, a very uneducated, doesn't even have a high school diploma.
An entertainer.
And they are planning to put him in. And once he's in power, the president can declare martial law. So tomorrow is huge.
Okay.
So that's what's been going on. And we met while we were there. We met people who had been beaten up to come and tell us their story. And it's very systematic. It's deliberate and it's calculated. And they have people who come in halfway through the beating and say, wait, not so much on the face, or that guy's bleeding too much, it's enough. Or so, I mean, this is sort of deliberate and calculated. It's very sinister.
Is it Georgians doing that, do we think, or is it Russians doing that, or somebody else? It's because, you know,
I'm like the little green men, right?
Yeah. So
Ivan the Terrible invented this in the 16th century, by the way. This is an ancient Russian thing. Yeah,
that's a very good comparison. So some people are saying it's similar to the Maidan in Ukraine in 2014. It's these people without any insignia. Some people are saying this is Belarus. They are Georgians, but the tactics are Russian. And they are Georgians because the Georgian government, it's not like Russia is trying to push out the current government. The current government is acting on behalf of Moscow, and it's Georgians who are being paid to do this.